Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what the narcissist continues to lose. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist is losing. They're losing left, right, and center, whether you know it or not. And the narcissist continues to lose, and they will always continue to lose. Right now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, actually, that's not true, Andrew. The narcissist is winning. No, they're not. They've never been winning. What the narcissist has been doing has been taking advantage of you and taking advantage of anybody that they surrounded themselves with. The narcissist is a bully and a coward. And what they do is they look to take from other people, usually immediate family members, spouses, siblings, moms, dads, aunts, uncles. The people that are closest to the narcissist are usually the people that pay the biggest price. Although that is not always true. There's also the narcissistic workplace bully. Your boss or coworker is the narcissist, or the narcissistic neighbor, or the communal narcissist, etc. But the narcissist will continue to lose. And the first thing they're going to be losing is you, because you are out of the relationship and you have either healed or you are well on a healing path, and you're understanding that your energy is returning, your clarity is returning, your spirit is returning, your purpose is being discovered, your health is returning, your bank account, my hope, is returning, and you're understanding that there are so many people on the planet that you thought had your best interest at heart, and many of them didn't. And the narcissist is at the top of that list because you are now becoming awakened and aware, educated, and empowered. You're understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And the narcissist is losing. Whenever that relationship ended, whether you were discarded or if you ended it yourself, meaning you removed yourself from the relationship, something had to give, something had to break, because each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date. We now know that, or we're learning it. But when that broke, what you had to do, because you are not a narcissist, is you had to heal. You had to slow your life down. You had to process childhood wounds. You had to dig to the root and the beginning of how you entered that relationship, and how the narcissist could manipulate you, and how the narcissist figured out who you were before perhaps you didn't even know who you were or are. Many of us on the channel and in the community are empaths. Not all of us, but many of us, and many of us didn't even know what empathy was, or that we were an empath. I have always known I've been an empath. And again, for you naysayers or people that don't believe empathy exists, if narcissism exists, empathy exists. Play it again and play it until it gets through into your tiny little pea brain. Empaths do exist. We have a high level of caring, of concern, of wanting to do the right thing, of doing the right thing, and of putting other people at times ahead of ourselves. And the narcissist knew this. They sized this up. That's why the narcissist loves to attract empaths, because it's like Thanksgiving dinner for the narcissist, until we, the people in the community, become the educated empath, and we understand that not everyone not only has our best interest at heart, but that the narcissist was manipulating us and taking as much from us as they possibly could throughout that whole relationship. Again, it included your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, your network, your status, your health, your occupation, your hobbies, your friends. It took everything from you. And just when there was no more to take from the narcissist, what did they do? Usually they would discard you because they had the new supply lined up. And the narcissist is usually thinking that they are winning when they were, let's say, crumbling you up like a sheet of paper and throwing you away on the freeway if you were discarded. And again, if you were, my heart goes out to you. If you ended it yourself, my heart still goes out to you. You still were in the toxic relationship. But the narcissist was thinking that they were winning. They were also thinking that you would not exist. They were also thinking that you would not dust yourself off by the bootstraps, pick yourself up, rise through the ashes, and become the third version of yourself, the strongest, most galvanized version known to humankind. They didn't know that you would reach, or you are attempting, or getting closer to reaching the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference. And that's another reason why the narcissist is losing. You see, in life, we don't look at life as winning or losing. We look at life as an experience to be enjoyed, to be relished, to be cherished, to be honored, to be fulfilled, to be embraced, and most of all, to be experienced toxicity-free. That is not what the narcissist looked at. The narcissist looks at life as a black and white zero-sum game, that they need to go through life like a bull in a china shop and try to destroy as many people's lives as they can, because that gives them supply. The narcissist gets two types of supply, positive or negative supply. And I've said this in the beginning of my videos, and I'll say it again. The narcissist prefers negative supply, which means you, the beautiful, bright, shining light in the channel. When the narcissist captured you, and they can turn you into not being yourself, they can turn you into being an extension of the narcissist, and you would lose your identity to the narcissist. When they do that, they believe that they are almighty and they are super powerful, and they look at themselves and they say, yep, I got this one. I captured them. They don't even know they're captured. They don't even know they're in the narcissistic fog. They don't even know I'm gonna bleed them dry of everything they possess. Why didn't you know that? Again, you were an empath. You probably were in love, or you loved that person, and you were probably giving to a fault. But the key here is you did not know what narcissistic abuse was. You weren't taught this in school. And when you are going through life, specifically if you are an empath, and you're thinking that most people have your best interest at heart, or most people think the way you think, you are naive and you are raw, and you have some lessons to learn. I was that way myself, and that's probably who you were to a degree. But the narcissist knew who they were from the very beginning. They also knew who would be a good source of supply. Remember, you are not a source of supply. You're a beautiful, bright, shining light, and you radiate and you elevate and you ascend higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. But the narcissist knew this also. So they tried to capture you. They tried to extinguish your beautiful, bright, shining light. And they accomplished that for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. And then when they crumbled you up and threw you away, i.e. discarded you, they did not think you would ever put yourself back together. But you did, and here you are in the community. You are understanding so many things. You're learning about the definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle. You're learning what gaslighting is. You're learning what the smear campaign is. You're learning what triangulation is, my least favorite thing that these people use. You're learning what rage fits are. You're learning what mirroring is and projection. You're learning what object constancy is. You're also learning that the narcissist doesn't care about anybody other than themselves. Yes, play that again. The narcissist never cared about their own children, their parents, their siblings, their colleagues, co-workers of 10, 20, 30 years. They don't care about one person, only themselves. And what the narcissist wants to do is they want to capture people, and they want to keep them trapped in that narcissistic fog. They want to keep them trapped in that devaluation stage, because that makes the narcissist feel important, needed. It makes them feel that they are winning. And guess what? They were winning for a period, until you got that needle in a haystack, until you figured out what narcissism was, and until you really got the message. And when you understood that the narcissist does not have your best interest at heart, and that going no contact, blocking them, deleting them, and removing all flying monkeys and people associated with them is the path, when you understand that, that's one of the best things you will ever understand, because that's when your energy will return. There will be a learning curve, and there will be a process, and it's going to take a lot of time, but in your time you will heal. But when you take that first initial step and you block them, or let's say you can't quite do that yet, let's say that now you have a couple social media avenues open to communicate with the narcissist, because let's say the relationship ended recently. Well, what you want to do is you want to attempt to close one of those avenues, one of those social media accounts, close it, or block them or delete them, and then wean yourself off of them. I'm not going to share everything that I share in one-on-one sessions, but what I will tell you is that the path is to be narcissistic relationship free. The path is to get your energy back. The path is to know that you are winning, not the narcissist. The narcissist does not go on to the new supply and their life is all puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies. That's what you thought when you entered the relationship with the narcissist, but it didn't turn out that way. As soon as the euphoric / love bomb stage was over and the narcissist knew they sunk their dirty fangs into you, that's when the energy of the relationship shifted. That's when the mindset of the narcissist slowed down. That's when they pulled back. That's when they began to devalue you more and more and more. And the relationship went south very, very quickly. And then you existed in that devaluation stage for a period of time, whatever it was. Maybe it was a couple months, years, decades, a lifetime. But then again, when that relationship broke, and it probably micro-fractured multiple times when you're in that relationship, meaning it broke, but it didn't break all the way. It was being fractured, meaning you had mini discards, etc. And you were tolerating poor behaviors, i.e. verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and maybe even physical abuse. But then again, something broke. And when it did, that's when you realized, wait, this person, they really showed me their true colors. They really crossed the line this time. They really went overboard this time. They really did something that I can't unsee. And when one of those things happened, like I said, Maybe you put up a boundary and the next day the moving van was there. Maybe you called them out and said, hey, what's going on? I didn't sign up for this. And they would just throw another rage fit at you. Maybe they would give you the silent treatment. Maybe they would disappear for a weekend or a longer period of time and claim that they were visiting their long lost sister, who they haven't talked to in 30 years, but it's important they get to them right now. What do you think they're doing when they're visiting that long lost sister? Well, I'll tell you right now, they're not visiting the long lost sister. Grooming a new supply is more like it. Now, do I have evidence? No, but you get my point. It's so easy to see now. You see, you can't unsee what you've seen, and you've gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle that not many people go through, and that not many people get the wisdom and find that needle in a haystack post-relationship, but that's not you. You are getting the wisdom. You have found the needle. That's why you must insulate and protect yourself and understand the narcissist will continue to keep losing. And here's some more examples. The children of the narcissist. Many times when they grow up or they're not tethered to their parents any longer, if their parent was the narcissist, they want nothing to do with the parent because they realize their childhood was blown up. They realize that they were used as a supply source. They realize that their birthdays weren't celebrated. They realize that they didn't have the upbringing that perhaps their colleagues or peers had. And they realize that their parent taught them so many wrong things and poor behaviors, or tried to instill poor behaviors or poor words into their mindset. In other words, they were planting seeds of doubt, seeds of not success, seeds of you'll never make it, seeds of why even try, seeds of just being normal or less than. This is what the narcissist does. They want to punish their own children. And again, many times the children of the narcissist, there's a golden child or a scapegoat and all different shades in between. But the point being is the golden child can do no wrong. The scapegoat can do no right. And that is no way to bring up two separate children. Anyway, children should be treated equally, and children should be adored, and they should be taught right from wrong, and they should be taught boundaries. That's another thing the narcissist never teaches children. There's no consequences. The narcissistic parent usually wants to be a mini-me to the kid, or to be a buddy or a friend, or to be a pal. They don't want a parent, but yet they didn't want you to parent either. Understand what I'm sharing with you. So another thing the narcissist will lose is their own children many times. Another thing the narcissist will continue to lose is their relationships. How many times was the narcissist married? How many neighbors don't talk to the narcissist any longer? How many people want nothing to do with the narcissist? How many people have seen behind the mask and are not drinking the Kool-Aid from the smear campaign these days? Side note, pro tip, if you're still experiencing the smear campaign, or if you are experiencing the smear campaign, I strongly suggest you do not fan the flames of it. In other words, just let it burn itself out. People that are in your camp will already be in your camp, and you will find those people few and far between, unfortunately. Most of the people that you were in the relationship with when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, in other words, your friends or maybe even immediate family members, colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, etc., most of those people have already been gotten to by the narcissist, and they will be drinking the Kool-Aid, and they'll be listening to anything the narcissist says, because the narcissist has been instilling or administering the smear campaign well before you even knew what it was. And you didn't have a chance to defend yourself, and now you shouldn't defend yourself. That's my take, because you should take the high road and let these people figure out for themselves that they too, in fact, are being played, which includes the enablers. It includes their own family members. It includes the flying monkeys, and it includes anybody who is listening to the false narrative or the false rhetoric of the narcissist. But why the narcissist continues to lose? Think about this. Let's say you got divorced, or you're divorcing the narcissist. The narcissist is losing you. They're losing your resources. They're losing the fact that you put a roof over their head. You paid their bills. You paid their phone, their car, everything. The narcissist was going to live a very, very isolated life as they get older. Now you may say again, well, that's not really true. They have supply, and they've been married for 30 or 40 years, and they have kids and grandkids. And all. Sure they do. Maybe that is the case. But is the narcissist a stable or healthy person? No, they're not. Do you think anybody in that family of 3 generations can see behind the mask? Yes, they can. Will they say anything? I don't know. I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is the narcissistic awareness is becoming more and more prevalent. People are now realizing and understanding that the narcissistic relationship, it did affect them for a period of time. I am not saying everyone married the narcissist. I'm not saying everyone's parents are narcissist. And I do not go walking around on the planet looking for narcissism. That is the last thing I do. I live a peaceful, abundant, quiet, self-fulfilling, silent life, and I do my best to pay it forward each and every day. And my hope is that's what you're doing, or you're about to do. But going back to why the narcissist continues to lose, because they always think they outsmarted people. They always think that they got one over on people. And the narcissist always, and I mean always, overplays their hand. The narcissist cannot elevate. They cannot ascend. They cannot grow. They cannot introspect. They cannot understand that they've blown up so many lives. They can't wrap their head around the fact that they're becoming lesser of a strong voice. In other words, less and less people are listening to them, because the narcissist is being exposed, not by you. The narcissist is being revealed because they can't keep that mask super glued to their face like they used to in the old days. Old days before the internet, remember, or the smartphone, the narcissist usually was a local person, however, not always, because they would usually stay in their city or town, because we didn't have social media. We didn't have an ability to connect with people all around the globe 24/7. That's why the narcissist usually was somebody in your neighborhood or within a 10, 20 mile or kilometer vicinity, because not many people traveled back then. Just go back 50 or 60 years, let's say the 1960s. Well, if you think about it, if you're old enough to remember, taking a airplane ride, or a flight, I should say, that was a big thing. It was a huge thing. And people that did that were considered higher class people. Now, of course, I wasn't around back then, but I didn't believe that, because I believe we're all equal. We should all be treated equally, but that's how it was looked at. Now anyone can jump on an airplane. But now, fast forward, narcissism is everywhere because of the smartphone, because of dating apps and social media, and because the narcissist can get supply halfway around the globe at 2 o'clock in the morning when they're sleeping right next to you. They can also get supply on a train, a plane, or an automobile just by logging into a fake account and spying on you. They can do whatever they want. That's why the path is to insulate yourself and to realize the narcissist isn't winning at all. They're losing. They've been losing since the day they were born. The problem with the narcissist is they don't admit it. They can't ever admit that they do anything wrong. They can't be accountable. What they want to do is just wipe the past clean, erase it. It never happened, and gaslight you. And they want to say things like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. Or if you didn't do that, I wouldn't do this. Or you need help. You need to see a therapist. What's your problem? Or maybe they will call you the narcissist. The whole point is the narcissist, they cannot wake up every morning, look at themselves in the mirror and say to themselves, all right, today's the day. Today's the day I'm going to be a good person for a 24-hour period. I'm going to do my best, and I am going to work on myself. They can't do it. Do you know why they can't do it? Because it is impossible for them to not wear a mask. For them to actually try to be a good person, they would have to be authentic or genuine, and they can't do it. That's why in the closet of the narcissist, there are thousands upon tens of thousands of masks that they can peel out and super glue to their face whenever they want to. That's why the narcissist shapeshifts. That's why they're a dark energy force. That's why they can just disappear and slither away into the night. That's why the narcissist doesn't care about anybody. That's why the narcissist didn't care about you. That's why the narcissist doesn't care about the new supply. That's why the narcissist is what? That's right. They are losing, and they will continue to lose, because they know what they are. They know that they can do the right thing if they wanted to, but they can't, because it is too much fun, they get too much supply, and they get too much of a thrill in blowing up people's lives and driving wedges between people and anything that matters to them. The narcissist wants to accumulate people's lives, people's hearts, broken relationships, people's money, people's assets, people's future, people's time, people's health. Everything is supplied to the narcissist. That's why I keep suggesting so strongly in videos, block these people. Don't even think about it. Block them, remove them, heal, slow your life down. Stay in the cocoon of boundaries for as long as it takes, and understand that you are the priority. But realize the narcissist isn't winning. The narcissist is losing massively. And each and every day that clock ticks, it goes tick, tick, tick. The narcissist is aging. And what do they eventually become? You should know this by now. That's right, they become the aging narcissist. And what is the aging narcissist, everybody? That's right, they are not a pretty sight to see. You see, the aging narcissist is wearing clothes of 10, 20, 30 years ago. They're believing that they're cool. They're hanging out with 2 generations younger than them. They're believing their looks haven't changed in 30 years. They're believing they can still fit into those jeans from the 1970s. The narcissist is a toxic person. The narcissist is shallow, they're hollow. There is no substance to them. There's no core to them. They just want to take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. That's why the narcissist continues to lose, because they don't think anybody's wise enough to see behind the mask. They don't think anyone's strong enough to block them. They don't think anyone's smart enough to figure out who they are. And most of all, they don't believe that anybody will ever figure out their own purpose, and that they will see that the narcissist deserves not to know about them, see them, hear about them, correspond with them, or know anything about them. Because the narcissist is a toxic person. They're an energy vampire. They're a creature who wants to destroy. They're a walking, ticking time bomb. And when you were in that relationship, in the beginning of it, you thought that you found the best thing since sliced bread. You were meant to think that. The truth is, you just met your worst enemy. You just met somebody who's going to try and take you down for the count, and they were going to try to punish you for being you. That is not a healthy or stable relationship. To be in a relationship with someone who is envious and jealous of you, and someone who's trying to blow up your life. But that's what the narcissist does. So don't think for a minute the narcissist is winning. Don't think that the new supply and the narcissist are living their best lives. Understand that the narcissist, wherever they are, they're dishing out abuse left, right, and center. They're setting up the new supply for failure. They're blowing up wedges between anything that matters to the new supply and the new supply. And the new supply most likely will meet the similar fate that you met, which is either you were discarded or they're going to have to remove themselves from the relationship. But let's take a third option. Let's say the new supply has been with the narcissist for a long time. Well, again, they're experiencing abuse, or maybe they are a toxic person themselves. The whole point is to get away from these people, run for the hills and block them. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you. And understand something. The narcissist will continue to lose. And in the tiny little pea brain of the narcissist, they want to win. They need to win. They need to feel like they're winning. That is a huge part of their tiny little Hollywood movie that runs around in that little script, just barely the size of a pea. Well, they're not winning. They're losing. And when they lost you, when you ended that relationship where they discarded you, they lost the best thing they ever had. And they know it, and I know it, and you know it. So maintain no contact. Continue to move forward each and every day. Continue to become the third version of yourself, and understand that you have such an abundant life ahead of you, and it will be narcissistic relationship free. Love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.